Many people think that base building just means running more miles, but this is an incomplete definition that ignores other aspects of your running foundation. This often leads to suboptimal performance, frustration over lack of progress, feeling exhausted, or not peaking at the right time for your best race performance. So there are 3 things that you must keep in mind when building your base for a race. So if you want to know what those things are, keep listening. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on episode number 263 of the Real Life Runners podcast. Today, we're going to talk about how to set yourself up for race success through base building.
Okay, so base building, I love this concept behind it. Most people associate base building with simply throwing a whole heck of a lot of miles at it. For some people, adding in a whole lot of extra easy miles is a good source of base for them. But for other people, that completely misses the point of what they're currently lacking as their running foundation.
Base building is not just building mileage. There's a lot more that goes into your own personal running foundation and building up a strong running foundation. A lot of that is miles. A lot of us can benefit from just adding in some extra easy miles. Today, we kind of want to go through this 3 things that we want you to keep in mind when building up your base for a race. It's important for us to recognize that each training cycle that we go through has a purpose. And there are physical and mental benefits that we gain from each of those cycles. And those things build on each other.
Endurance, for example, it's going to take you 3 to 4 weeks to lose a solid endurance base that you've created here.
Because when you're building that base and you're building that endurance, you're building your aerobic capacity.
Second thought here is know where you currently are. Not necessarily your final goal result, but where are you currently at so that you know how to best begin your training plan? Because all good training plans are based off of training based off of your current abilities,
right?
Not based off of the future goal that you have. Like, you have to keep an eye on that, but everything should really be based off of your current training abilities so that you're not perpetually overreaching.
Knowing where you are right now and starting your training from your current abilities is really, really important. Reassess where you are when you start a current training cycle. You need to know that current point so that you can have the best success in that training cycle that you're about to start. Building up that base, building up that foundation, both in mileage, in speed, in strength, and in nutrition, and getting proper recovery and sleep, like all that's what leads to those breakthroughs. It's not just like some magic workout that you do. It's not you pushing harder over and over and over again, and then finally you break through. Pushing harder over and over and over again is just going to continue to break you down and make you not capable of that breakthrough. Continue to build up those shorter runs where you're just able to successfully complete them and not feel awful afterwards. And I think that this is part of patience. So many runners, we lack patience because we don't want to wait to get to the thing. We already want to be to the thing. But then what's the point of the whole journey? It's like, what's the rush? Running is a journey. And if you can fully accept where you are and know where you are right now, then you get to just enjoy the journey to get to where you want to go, which is number 3. We talked so far about like knowing where you've been and using that to your advantage, knowing where you currently are and being brutally honest with yourself about it. And now, to truly set yourself up for success, you will have to know where you want to go. To decide where you want to go is really important. But a lot of times what happens, people they know where they want to go. And so oftentimes they try to focus too quickly on race specific workouts. This is not the most effective method, right? To train this way, because a lot of times what happens is that they end up getting too tired and essentially they just don't make the progress that they want to make. Understanding that the best way to structure a training plan is to have a specific goal for every single run that you do. Sometimes that means it's an easy run. Sometimes that's a long run. Sometimes it's a speed workout. You have to know where you are. And that's why base building includes mileage. It includes these different types of speed workouts, but it also includes your strength. It also includes your recovery, your nutrition, like all of these other aspects for you to build that foundation so that once you get into that race training plan and closer to the race date, your body is able to handle the increase in training load, the increase in the speed work, the increase in the mileage.
Start it wider. Make sure that your base is actually a substantial base.
We want to kind of expose you to all of these different pieces so that you can start to take and be like, okay, I'm just going to try this one, right? When you can learn how to stack your cycles and kind of figure out those little areas of weakness or those little areas where you can start to improve, you're going to see massive payoffs when it comes to race day. So we hope that this was helpful for you guys and helped you really rethink your idea of what base building is and all of the things that go into base building and how you can take what you already have done, where you currently are, and get exactly to where you want to go. So if you guys found this episode helpful, we would love for you to share it with a friend. We now have a YouTube channel started. We are over on Instagram. We're on Twitter. I'm going to start tweeting a little bit more. We're on all the platforms at Real Life Runners. So if you guys haven't followed us on those platforms, please do so. We would love to connect with you on whatever platform you enjoy the most. I tend to be most active on Instagram. So if you have any questions, you can shoot me a DM at Real Life Runners. We create this podcast for you guys for free because we love helping runners to achieve their goals and to get faster and run longer and do all of it without injury and do all of it while just loving their life. So that is really our mission. So by you leaving a rating and a review, we can reach more people and help more runners to love running and incorporate it into their real life in a way that works for them. Haven't yet, we would really would appreciate for you guys to leave that review, share this episode, and do all the things. And as always, thank you for spending this time with us. We appreciate it. And we know you could spend your time doing a lot of other things. So we appreciate you guys being here. This has been the Real Life Runners podcast, episode number 263. Now get out there and run your life.